Hello, everyone. This is the 26th edition of GamerGate Interviews. Today we have Kevin with us. Say hello.
Hello.
So let's jump right into it. How did you get into GamerGate?
Well, I got into GamerGate pretty late, actually, in January of this year. I first saw the Gamers video articles last year, about August, when they came out. Someone posted them on a forum. I checked it out, and I'm like, well, this is silly. Gamers aren't like this. But I didn't think much of it. I just kind of went on with my life. Then about like 4 months later, like December, I found out Jim's videos. I discovered them. My uncle and I were watching them. It was just pretty hilarious. The Otherkin stuff. I checked out some of his other videos, like the Quinspiracy, in about January, and from there I just I was introduced to like, okay, well, this explains the Gamers Are Dead articles, so I finally know what that was about. And then I went on Twitter, just joined Twitter just for Gamergate to find out more about it. So I talked to some anti people, Sarah Butts, and I talked to some pro people, and the anti people were just really rude the entire time. Well, they were nice to me, but they were rude to the Gamergate people, and they didn't like that I was talking to both sides. So I sort of realized right away that one side is complete dicks, and the other side is, for the most part, pretty nice. And then I found out more about the SJW stuff, and about that's mostly it. So I was mostly involved, not for ethics at first, but for the SJW, Gamers Are Dead, and the censorship stuff.
All right, and what are you currently doing within the hashtag?
Well, right now I'm hosting GamerGate in St. Louis this Saturday, actually.
Oh, nice.
I do live streams like you. I also run Ask Gamergate, a new Reddit. So if you guys want to check that out, it's for Gamergate people to answer questions from neutrals or even antis or just journalists who come by and want to know more. And I also do some live streams. I also want to do a series, a Gamergate Abridged sort of series, but it's probably not going to happen. And that's really about it.
All right, and currently, what do you think of GamerGate?
I think we're fracturing, actually. With you see it on KIA all the time now. People are fighting among each other, especially with the mods. So I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Oh, I think we lost them.
Oh, am I here?
You still? Oh yeah, I just dropped a little bit. Continue.
Sorry. Yeah, I think we're fracturing, and I think we can move forward, but a lot of people are pissed off at the whole situation with KIA and with 8chan. So I think eventually we'll stabilize or we'll fall apart. But even if Gamergate fails right now, 6 months later, if something happens, something big happens, I think it's going to get back going again. Maybe not under the Gamergate name, but if some big ethical breach comes out, or some big censorship campaign comes out, we're going to see a lot of the same people and a lot of new people jump in, and it'll just happen all over again. And hopefully this time we'll be a lot better at stopping
People are aware of the situation so much now, and yeah. And what do you think the future holds for Gamergate?
I think we're going to be turning into more of a watchdog group, like you said with Deep Freeze, where we sort of monitor for ethical breaches. Like we've seen that happen more and more, like with people just sending emails to editors. And they've been like the Ian Miles Chung thing, if you saw that on Reddit, not his apology or anything like that, but he actually went back and added a disclosure to an article from 3 years ago. So,
Well,
so I think
better late than never, I guess.
Yeah. So I think we'd be more of a watchdog, and I think we're also going to be focusing more on preventing censorship. It's going to be more focused on that.
All right, and what would if there's anything you would change? As let's say you were a king for Gamergate for one day, what would you change?
That's a good question. I have no idea really, but I guess I'd try to do everything we can to boost our numbers up because we need more people. It doesn't seem like we're getting a whole lot of new people in. It's mostly the same people who've been here for 6 months. I mean, that's not a bad thing. It's just we need more new people. So I do a lot to reach out to neutrals and to people who haven't heard about us before. I think that's something that we're really failing in. Like I've actually talked to a lot of neutrals, both in real life and online, and it's convinced some of them to join our cause.
All right, yeah, doesn't seem like a bad idea. So you would try to just get fresh blood in.
Yeah.
All right. And what do you think so far Gamergate has done right?
Well, I think we like done right as in what we've accomplished, or done right as in what are we doing that's good.
So you think most of it, or the ethical stuff? Is there anything in particular?
Well, I think that we've definitely done the ethical stuff. Like there was a time when Kotaku had no ads on it for about a week, if you remember.
Well,
And we've also
it
okay.
still is. Gawker doesn't have any ads. Kotaku
Oh,
just has,
still
yeah. They still just have ads from Gawker. So yeah.
okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. And also, I think we've also made most of the sites update their ethics policies.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
I think that this was more of a move to sort of silence Gamergate because I don't think the underlying problems aren't still there, and a lot of the same people are still involved. So it's probably just a show.
Yeah, I mean the ethical reforms are a big change, but if they don't follow them, they're basically there for nothing. Then it's just for show.
Exactly. But even with them being there, you're going to see the editors. They're going to have to enforce them. Otherwise, people who go to that site will be like, "Well, you're violating your own policy. How can we trust you?" So
All right. Yeah, I think you saw the question, but it's from the lovely Porcelain Chips. Why did you choose the Duke Nukem as your avatar?
because Duke Nukem is awesome,
That's the only reason.
pretty much.
All right. You're out of bubble gum.
It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum.
Here from Sirius in the chat. Have you gotten any creepy emails from opposition?
No, I've only received one email related to Gamergate, and that was because I sent the other person an email first. Well, I mean, other than the Gamergate St. Louis meetup stuff, where people were emailing me, where's it at, stuff like that. But one email from the opposition, that was from a guy named Trilby Reviews, and I invited him to debate me because he was talking really bad about Gamergate on YouTube. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to challenge you to a debate. And he emailed me back. He's like, oh no, how you're being a jerk. You can't do this. You can't just challenge me to a debate in public like this because I sent him a public challenge and then I emailed him too. And he's like, you're calling me out, and it was just him being a retard basically. Challenging someone to a debate is apparently putting them in the spotlight for harassment. So he was just all mad. That's it.
All right. Yeah, because I've really every time there's been a heated debate where either they give up, they're just as we speak. I had a debate on YouTube or on YouTube. Somebody accusing Gamergate of being the usual stuff like harassing women and shit like that. And I'm like asking him for proof, and he gave me the Wikipedia stuff. I disproved him by saying all the stuff that happened there, and then he couldn't refute my argument, and he said, "Well, fuck you," basically. No, so that's the thing I get every time, and then when I challenge them to actually come on here, they put are like. Fucking assholes and chicken out of the debates. I don't know how you experienced it.
They just they basically either back out or they don't reply at all or they block you.
Yeah, pretty much. There are pretty few who have even come on my streams and had any conversation with me or others who were on my streams. I even told them to invite other agros, but yeah, it doesn't seem to be that many of them.
Well, if you go on it's a subreddit. Well, you use Reddit because I see your. That's how I found out about your videos. But
Yeah,
if you
I
go to
know.
against GamerGate, they have a lot of anti people there, obviously. But they're actually some of them are willing to come forward and debate. I've debated 2 people from there, or 3 actually, 3. So they might be willing to go on your stream if you talk to them.
Yeah, I would be willing to to let them come on if you know any agros. But as you know, I have serious doubt. The real, or the only real aggro I've had on, is Cause, and that was a fucking disaster, because he was constantly moving the goalposts, couldn't refute any of our points, and yeah.
That sounds better than the way mine went. Mine went with the AGG throwaway because we had a big stream with like 8 people, and it was a disaster. He called us all neo-reactionaries who hate women and stuff. He was not even joking, to my knowledge. He was just going full out with voice chat. It was crazy. Oh, and he said that we deserved. I think it was. He's like, we deserved the harassment we've received because GamerGate is wrong, and he's right. It was pretty good.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I'd be willing to talk to anyone, even if I disagree with them. But I just have so much doubt at this point. I had an interview with Michael, who said that we should go and try to get neutral or even aggros on. But at this point, I don't think that it's gonna be that easy. So yeah, what do you think?
About getting aggro's on, or
Yeah, just aggros in general or debating on.
I think that most of them. Well, at first I thought, oh, they're just misguided. They saw the news article, and they thought they got the bad impression, the wrong impression. And that might have been true for some of them, and it might still be true. But I think most of them, at this point, they either bought it at first, or they're just so involved in their little tribe. It's tribalism, basically.
I would say it's a circle jerk.
Yeah, and they don't want to admit that they were wrong.
Yeah, I mean, the Ghazi is probably the biggest circle jerk I've ever seen. So, um, I don't see anything from the chat. Yeah, here he is staying occupied. Says I think the meetups are critical. How many do you expect to come there?
Not very many. So far we invited like 12 people who were actually from GamerGate, big GamerGate people. Well, not big, but they're actually really big into it. Then also my cousin's probably going to be there, and he supports GamerGate, but he's not really involved because well, he's always busy, and he kind of thinks the idea of fighting SJWs online is silly. He thinks that they're not really that big of an issue, and that they'll just blow over. And also, a couple other people might go, like some other person on Reddit. They're not a GamerGate supporter, but they're a neutral. Paladin Lost. He used to be GamerGate, and then he switched sides to anti-GamerGate. Then he switched sides again. So I don't know what the fuck but he wants to go. So
All right. As long as there aren't any bomb threats or shit like that, that would be a good thing. Here from Person and Chips again. What is? I think it's what are some of the elements of the SJW culture that you think is actually damaging?
well, I think that SJW culture on its own wouldn't be that bad if they just kept to themselves.
Yeah,
But I
true.
think the biggest issue is that rather than just staying on Tumblr and just having their discussions among themselves, that's fine. Nobody's trying to stop that. But when they start and go out and they claim, oh, this video game is sexist, or this video game is violent, or this movie is a negative portrayal of women, we have to change that. That's when I have a problem.
Yeah, true.
So it's
And
their entitlement
and
complex.
sadly, it's an easy sell for the media as well.
Yeah, and video games are a lot different, as you guys know, from movies or books, because you can't really go back and edit a movie or a book to take something out. Well, you can, but it would take a reprint, and most it's not like it goes away. But if
Yeah,
you
the
patch a
only
video game,
thing I can really think of movies where that's happened is Star Wars, and people are so fucking upset about those. Personally, I don't fucking care about if George Lucas wanted to change them, that's his thing. But yeah, just going off on a tangent. But that's the only other example I can see in any other medium compared to games.
yeah, I've never really seen any. I mean, Han shot first. That was basically the only one I've seen.
Yeah, there's some other ones like the hidden criticism being in Return of the Jedi and some other stuff. But going back to the games, like changing games, what were you saying there? The SGW is changing games.
I like how are they changing them or why?
No, you said something about games being different.
Oh, like well, we haven't really seen too much of it yet, but we've seen that they're definitely willing to cross that line, like with the Pillars of Eternity joke that Becker put
Yeah,
in. They were
yeah.
definitely trying to change that.
And Divinity Original Sin cover.
Yep, the cover and Lionhead Studios, but that was on Twitter, so that's not really that big of a deal. And there's also the Blizzard joke. Apparently, Blizzard named some boat in their game after a female character, and it was like characters whisper, and they were saying that it was sexist because it's telling women to shut up.
Yeah, I didn't catch that, but that's just stupid.
So I mean, they're definitely willing to change games to suit their agenda, or try to anyway.
Yeah. Staying Occupied asks the state of the KIA sub thoughts.
Well, I think I might be biased, so I'm going to give you guys a disclosure. I'm a moderator at Social Justice in Action, so I might be biased. So I'm actually okay with the branching off of social justice topics, and as long as if it's a social justice topic that is related to GamerGate, or is that GamerGate might find extremely interesting, then I think it would be okay to have it on KIA, as long as it's flared, sock just or OT. But I think some random politician saying something that SJW might like, that belongs more in social justice in action, or a different sub. Are you still with me?
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
a shill. Okay.
yeah, no, I totally get where you're coming from. I kind of agree. If it's related to gaming, it has a place because social justice warriors have accused Gamergate and just become so ingrained with games journalism and shit like that that it's become part of Gamergate, even though it wasn't really the goal of Gamergate, but they've just attacked and attacked, and they've become a part of the industry so far that I think it's become part of the Gamergate now. And but yeah, I totally agree. If it doesn't really have anything to do with Gamergate, it should be posted somewhere else.
Yeah, and I don't get the hate that the hat and the other moderators have received. It's really a modest proposal. I mean, it's not even out there. It's like, oh, they're censoring content. Well, first of all, it's a subreddit. If you don't like it, you can leave. It's a moderated forum. That's not to say that they're not going out there and censoring people for their opinions. They're censoring them based on the type of content that they're posting. If it's off topic, then they're not going to allow it. And there's absolutely no harm in having it in another sub. Yes, fewer people might see it. I can see that argument. But that's why you should sub to both, or to sub to all three. Them and Tumblr in action also, and nobody is stopping you from going out there and seeing that content. So
Serious asks, has Hatman gone crazy?
no, people are just attacking him. I did a video on it. You can check it on my channel if you want. But I basically defended him. I think he's one of the most reasonable people in GamerGate. I've had some conversations with him about a number of issues, and most people don't know it, but he'd probably actually be a good friend to the feminists, since he's actually agreed with me. Sort of, well, I didn't agree with him per se, but we were talking about it, and he's actually got some feminist leanings, but he thinks that it's gone way too far. Like, like he actually he was talking about the gendered toys, and he thinks that well, it does promote negative stereotypes, so he's actually okay with companies moving away from that. So it's like hilarious, because if these people stopped attacking us, there might be a couple of things that some of our leaders, so to say, might actually agree with them on, but they won't even come to the table and have a discussion. So it's just hilarious. No, he's not going crazy.
Staying occupied says, I mean, the new rules at KIA are to make the very off-topic and social justice stuff self-posts. I like the idea because it gives context to non-related posts, which is needed since it's non-related. That's the issue. It isn't being moved to another sub. It is just required to be self-post. They aren't removing anything.
Yeah, that's true. But eventually, I think that once SJIA takes off, if it does, then we're going to see eventually it'll probably go away. And most people probably don't want to hear that, but it's probably the truth. The non-related SJ stuff right now, it's allowed with self-posts, but give it time. It probably won't be in the future.
The series says airports holds a rifle and calls for #trans day of visibility. Rogue jokes about drive-by. Everybody goes crazy. Thoughts?
Oh gosh, I think I posted about this in a thread. I mean, obviously he was joking, and it was a completely stupid joke. Rogue should know better. I'm one of the few people who actually likes Rogue, but
yeah, I mean it's stupid and idiotic, but I don't think it's any more than that.
Yeah, I mean, well, see, the only problem I have with it, other than the fact that it violates Twitter TOS, but the only problem I have with it is that a neutral or a journalist come by and see that, they won't know the context of the drive-by joke that went on. They don't know the context, so they're gonna see that like, holy shit, these guys are serious. But at the same time, I was talking to this guy on KIA. He made a really great post. Shoot, I'm trying to bring it up. But it was about social justice warriors and about GamerGate caring about his PR too much. He's like, be polite, but don't care what they think of you. Don't care what the antis are going to say. Don't care what the journalists are even going to say, unless it's of course an ethical breach. But so he was basically saying, we need to stop caring about this little drama here, this little drama there, and it's going to affect our PR. We need to focus. Be polite to the people you're talking to, but don't try to bend over and accept them. And accept their game and their tone policing, I guess you could say. I think he makes a good point. I'll try and bring up the thread.
And John Kelly asks, "Were you part of the OP kill the Hatman?" I think you answered it, but yeah.
Oh, of course, I want to kill him, right? No.
Yeah. Just give me 1 second. So that was all a joke or something?
The kill Hatman joke?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this.
Well, I hope it's a joke. Do you want me to screen share that message from Well, he sent me that one in a private message. I'm not going to show that. Hang on, I'm going to try and find the post he made.
Oh, no worries. And yeah. Let's see what's in the chat. Yeah, Rogue got suspended on Twitter. Yeah, and staying occupied actually bought Rogue his first beer. He says sorry, sorry, guy. Yeah. Um.
Wait, that was his first beer, but he was in the military. What the
No.
fuck?
When he was at the meetup.
Yeah, you'd think he'd be drinking in the military.
um. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Unless there's anything more from the chat.
Yeah, that's it. Staying occupied. No, that's not the whole. That's not the whole message. He actually only posted half of it on there, staying occupied. He sent me like a 15 paragraph message with all the things he wanted to say, but he only posted half of it because I don't know, maybe he didn't think it was relevant. But he brought up some great points about social justice culture, but he took that all out unless he reposted it later. But he only posted the stop trying to tone police yourself to care about what they think.
All right, I think we pretty much covered everything. So I put your handle in the description if they wanna contact you. There's that. Anything you wanna chill before we close this stream?
Oh no, that's about it. Just thanks for having me on. And
Yeah,
Endridal, did I say your name right?
yeah, sure. Yeah, and anyone who wants to come in as you. Gonna chat a little bit off air, but yeah, anyone is welcome to come in on these interviews or even the streams. So yeah, I want to thank you everybody for watching and see you guys next time. Bye
All right.
everyone.
Bye everyone.